Hey guys, me Dave. It's 12/16/2022, so it's December 16th. Can you believe Christmas is next weekend? I can't believe it. It's coming so fast. I just can't believe it. I apologize if I get loud on these videos and speak loud, and I'm sorry for that, you guys. Things get to me, and I let it get to me, and they probably love that because it gets reactions out of me and everything else. But so I got my package came today, and my water Zorb came today. Now I put it said put an ounce in there for 18 gallons. I only have about 3 gallons in my gas tank. Because there's water in there, you guys. Can you believe that? So I put it in there. I let it sit for a few hours, and then I tried to start it. Didn't start. It didn't start, you guys. So I put the whole bottle in there. I put the whole bottle, 16 ounces, which is supposed to be for 300 gallons of gas, for water in your gas. Okay, now, if this doesn't work, you guys, this truck is going to be sitting. It's going to be sitting until springtime, until I can have the gas tank drained and have the fuel system drained and probably have the spark plugs replaced. And it's gonna cost me buco bucks, you guys, because I made a stupid mistake. I put old gas with water in my gas tank. There was only probably a fourth of a gallon of gas, and I put it in my gas tank, and my truck will not run. It's horrible, you guys. What does this have to do with targeting? Nothing. you know So what do you want to know about targeting? They're torturing us. They're torturing us to hell. A lot of TIs are being tortured. They're being manipulated. They're being gang stalked. I can go into targeting. What do they do when they gang stalk you? Well, they'll block your aisle when you're at the store. They'll pound. They'll bang stuff when you're at the store. They'll cut you off in the aisle. They'll do all kinds of things when you're a target. When you're in the store, look at Brian too. They hit his vehicle. He bought a brand new vehicle, and it's been ruined. Because of these people. So, what will they do to TIs? Well, if I go up to Walmart, there's gonna be women up there. They'll show you women with big boobs and all this stuff. They'll also show you people walking through the aisles and banging the coolers. They'll be banging the coolers. They could say parts about your life when you're in the aisle, looking at stuff. They will do that. Now I'll give you example. Now, I said there wasn't cognitive researchers in my program. I could be wrong. About that. I went up to Costco a couple days ago with my relative. It was yesterday. We went up to Costco. I was gonna wait in the truck, and I thought, well, it's the parking lot was really snowy and all this stuff. She might need me to push the cart and all this stuff. So I went in there with her. Okay. Now there's two guys. Now they didn't look like your regular gang stalkers. Okay. Now they were, I don't know what the word is. They just didn't seem like your low level thugs. They could have been cognitive researchers. When I think about it, they were following us around. They were, well, like Brian 2 says, they trigger and then they validate. So if they put a thought in your head and then they keep on putting that thought in your head, they're validating, and they bang or they drop something on the ground, and stuff like that. That's what they were doing up there. We had two guys there. They were not your regular grubby gang stalkers. They looked like somebody higher up, and stuff. They were following us around. We'd go into the cooler to look and see if they had eggs. The guy follows us in there. We'd go by the we're looking for rice for the dogs. They would follow us around there. They were following us around in and out of those aisles. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, you guys. Maybe they do have these cognitive researchers involved more than I think. Because these guys were not your grubby, I'm talking about your grubby ass people. They show up in their pajama pants and they don't do shit all day long, and they, who knows what they're on. I didn't get these guys at Costco. These guys looked like they were somebody, and they were following us around the store, following us or in the meat department, get rice in the cooler to look for eggs or milk or whatever. This is at Costco, you guys. They were following us around the whole time. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do have these cognitive researchers around more than I think. Maybe they just showed me that so I would realize that maybe these guys are around more than I think. But a lot of times I get the grubs. I mean, I'll go to the dollar store and you'll get some chick in there with their pajama pants on, banging carts, banging this, banging that, following you around and all this stuff. So they will do all this stuff, but maybe they do have these researchers around more than I think. These guys did not look like regular people, you guys. There was two guys together. I don't think they were together. One of them had a beard, and then one was an older guy, probably in his 50s, 60s, and they were following us around the aisles, in the cooler, around the rice. They were following us around the whole store, And then there was another guy following us around, but he was with his older parents. He was probably my age, with his elderly parents, and he was kind of walking back and forth where we were and stuff like that. I think he was just a gang stalker. I don't think he was really anything. Maybe there to validate. Maybe, I don't know. But these other guys were dropping stuff. They'd put a thought in my head and they would drop stuff on the ground, like fumble stuff on the ground, and bang. That's what they always do in my program. They bang, they fumble stuff onto the ground, and this is what they do in my program. So that's about targeting, So maybe these guys are around more than I think. Maybe they're observing the gang stalkers. I don't know. Maybe they are in plain sight all the time. Maybe they're, maybe when you go to the dollar store, one of these guys are observing these gang stalkers to validate. After they trigger you, they validate, and maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they are around more than I think, and I just don't realize it. They don't show me them. But in Costco, I was a little suspicious of these two guys that were kind of following us around, going in the aisles where we were going into and all this stuff. They weren't your regular gang stalkers. You could tell. And we just had a blizzard up here, you guys, so a lot of these gang stalkers, can't get out because they're not plowed out and all this stuff. So maybe these guys were researchers. I really don't know. I have to pay more attention to this. Maybe these guys are around more than I think. Maybe Brian too is right. Maybe they are cognitive researchers. And I just don't realize it. I have to keep my eyes open in my program and see. A lot of the times I get the grub eggs. I get the meth heads with no teeth. I get, I get these people that stay all day in their pajama pants, and I get a lot of those people. Even at the gas station, I get the grub eggs to slam the doors and all this stuff. So I get a lot of those people. But maybe these guys are out there watching all the time. Maybe they are. Maybe they are watching all the time. Maybe they're close by. Maybe they're in the, line of sight or whatever you want to call it. It's possible. So I have to pay more attention in my program. I've never really noticed that before. But we went up to Costco and they're following us around and all this stuff and stuff and validating, triggering, whatever. They trigger me and then validate it. I guess they trigger you. They put a thought in your head, but then they continually put that thought in your head, and I guess that's validation. If they do something like drop a bag of dog food on the ground or fumble something on the ground or bang or do something, I guess that's verification from what I understand. Anyway, that's what's going on with me. It's really amazing what we go through. Gang stalking does have a purpose. I think some people think they're just being gang stalked. I think they are being hit with weapons too. What's the purpose of somebody just being gang stalked and all that stuff? When we're in a trauma-based mind control, the gang stalking serves a purpose. I mean, it serves a purpose. They're there to verify or validate the technology. Some of them are there to just harass you, grab your attention, get reactions out of you, and all this stuff. There's so many reasons why they do this stuff that we can't be for sure what they're doing. But I think Brian too has a good idea of what they're doing and why they're doing it, and all this stuff. And that's the way it works. So that's what I'm talking about. Gang stalking. Gang stalking 101, verification. They're doing all this stuff. I mean, can you understand it totally? I don't think so. But they're doing it. I think there's so many parts of this program we don't know about. Even the experts. I think there's so many parts that we don't know about. Are they putting? In my case, the perps get V2K telling them what to do. Are they telling them to bang? Are they putting those thoughts in their head? Are they, what are they doing exactly? We really don't know. We can only kind of guess on what these people are doing to the best of our knowledge, and stuff. And that's the way it is in this program. But we're going through it. We're going through harassment. We're torture and all this stuff. And hopefully it'll end someday. This is out. We'll see what happens after this. We'll see what happens after New Year. We'll see what happens. So anyway, I'm having a drink tonight. So I'm chilling out, having a drink. I'm almost out of soda, so I'm gonna hit the bed here pretty soon. My truck still won't start. I'm gonna try it tomorrow. I put the whole can in there, you guys. 300 gallons supposed to help. 300 gallons of gas. So I put the whole thing in there. Stuff is super expensive. It's like $50. I paid $26 for it. I found it at a cheaper place, but I gotta get my truck fixed. What if I ruin my truck? I got a warranty on the motor. I got a warranty on the motor for over a year. What if I ruined it? I'm still paying on this truck, you guys. I got a Mini Cooper sitting in the backyard, and then I got my truck. I paid $7,000 for. I paid $4,000 for it, and then I got a warranty on it, and then I'm paying $2,500 interest on the truck. It's 20 years old, and then I got a Mini Cooper sitting in the back with a blown supercharger, locked up supercharger. I paid $5,000 for that car. I got $12,000 worth of vehicles sitting that don't run. I mean, you know how depressing that is. I can't leave the house unless I use my relative's truck. It sucks, you guys. Life with TI. I mean, the luck of us. It's got to change. It's got to change sooner or later. I mean, it's got to change. Our luck has to. I mean, it's got to change sooner or later. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this off. I'm gonna have a couple drinks and go to bed. And I hope you guys are enjoying yourself and not snowed in like me. We got lots of snow and we're supposed to get 3 to 6 inches more. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this off. I hope you guys do well, and I'll talk to you guys later.